What's up, internet peoples? It's Andrew Sova, and, like my hair, I'm trying something new here. For my vlog this time, I'm going to be reviewing something for you guys. But what, exactly, will I be reviewing? Well, in the case of the title of this video and the thumbnail didn't already give it away, I'm going to be reviewing the Bartimaeus series of books, and to a lesser extent, the graphic novels, by Jonathan Stroud. Now, for those of you who only really want to stick around for the first few seconds of a video, I'm going to jump straight to the point. I love these books. There was a time that, when I first read them, I worked, lived, and breathed these books. They're so original, so well crafted, so hysterical, so immersive, just plain so good, that my life was these books. I mean, to get the same memorable quality, it certainly did help that the ending of these books was certainly phenomenal, but everything leading up to them was just as good. Actually, as an example, I recently did a school project on the city of Prague, and wouldn't you know it, my interest in that city, and actually, my own Czech background, comes from these books. See, they're still influencing me today. However, unfortunately, these books seem to have gone mostly unnoticed in the literature world, or at least as far as I can tell. It just shocks me that books this good haven't gotten the same kind of praise that The Hunger Games or Divergent have gotten. I mean, give me a choice between any of today's young adult novels and I'll always choose Bartimaeus, no exceptions. Well, okay, maybe in the young adult field Harry Potter does top it, but just ever so slightly. Just ever so slightly. Heck though, screw the young adult thing. These are my favorite books in any category, and I've read Kurt Vonnegut and Harper Lee, just to name a few. Just still blows my mind that these books haven't gotten a movie yet. I mean, Twilight got a movie, gosh dang it! The whole Bartimaeus series is just rife for Hollywood adaptation. I'm looking at you, Peter Jackson. Or, you know, I guess Tim Burton would do too. Well, looks like I got off on a tangent again. Let me backtrack. The Bartimaeus series is, at its most basic, a alternate history political thriller. But it's so much more than that, especially because the term political thriller just sounds so boring, and I kind of forgot to throw fantasy into that description. But here's the premise more in depth. In the Bartimaeus series, instead of ruling the world by cutthroat regulations and secret police, the government of London rules with an iron fist by controlling jinn, or demons as they're occasionally called. Now, here's where the series gets so dang original and immersive. Yes, the summoning practices and theories mentioned in the book about contacting these genies or demons can be traced to classical occultism and ancient religions. I can't think of any other author or director who took the idea of summoning jinn and used it so well. I mean, short of giving the reader the actual incantations, the books are descriptive enough to the point that I feel that I could safely conjure a low-level demon. When I feel that safe about calling creatures that could potentially set my house on fire into existence, you know the book has got to be good. The series follows, in tandem, young political upstart Nathaniel and his go-to genie with a cutting wit, Bartimaeus, as they take on one corrupt leader at a time. Like if Karl Marx had magic powers. However, that isn't even the half of it. The satirical, almost ironic look at political life and the government as a whole made by the books makes them so much bigger than themselves. These aren't just some throwaway paperbacks. These books are studies of government and the human condition, and they're all guised under the clever veil of incredibly good writing and an incredibly original premise. Of course, I can't say quite the same for Jonathan Stroud's other books, Lockwood & Co. specifically, but every author can't win them all. All four Bartimaeus books were such a joy to read that it made their 400 pages of very small print feel like nothing. Mind you, these are very long books. These books made me look at the world in a new light. These books made me want to live in the books. This is why I say that the books come so close to being as good as Harry Potter. The only fault I can find in them is that they were too short. Or, there weren't enough of them. There you go. Even now, some 4 or 5 years after I finish the last book, picking up an old copy and flipping to a new page excites me. I mean, just listen to this passage. Alrighty, what have we got here? Let's see. Crowhead made no response, but hurried for the door. Aren't you just a little curious? The voice was nearer now. I'd have thought you'd be dying to know about my choice of form. Sure, I was curious, but dying to know was exactly what I wasn't. I'm happy to indulge in snappy banter with the best of them, but chats are out when the alternative is escaping with my life. That was seriously on the first page I flipped to. It took me about 2 minutes to find it. Sure, that certainly wasn't the best the book has to offer, but if I gave you the best, it'd ruin everything for you. So, all in all, the Bartimaeus series is one of the best sequences of books I've ever read. I can honestly find very little to complain about them, except for the fact that there wasn't enough of them. Really, if you can, pick up a copy of the first book, The Amulet of Samarkand. At least, I think that's how it's pronounced. But anyway, believe me, you won't regret it. Hey, hey, hey! Shameless self-promotion. Yeah!